Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about experts and consensus and some new guidance. Before we start, I want to point out that I had no intention of making a video about this because it was kind of obvious where I would stand on it. Seemed a little pointless, but I got a message. So, I feel like it brings up a very good point and something that maybe gets overlooked. The message says, Bo, before you make your video about the new requirement of kids wearing masks, there's another term here, masks in school come fall, please remember that you are not a medical expert. That's true, I'm not. And that you have no medical training. That's actually not true. I do have some, but nowhere near enough to argue with the experts in their field. You always say to trust the experts, but I've seen you argue with people in your field. Which expert do I trust, Bo? Which one? That's a gotcha question right there. I am absolutely stumped because you're right. People who are in the same field that have a lot of knowledge, experience, expertise, whatever, they argue a lot. That's true. That's absolutely correct. In my field, to get like everybody to agree so there isn't an argument about it, it would have to be a statement like, invading Middle Eastern country X is likely to cause pockets of irregular resistance or something like that. It would have to be a statement so obvious that you don't actually need an expert for it. It would have to be a statement that is so painfully obvious that it should just seem like common sense. If you want to get that kind of consensus, people in my field, that's what it'd have to be. It would have to be a statement that is just inarguable. Something that is absolutely true no matter what. That's the only way you're going to get that without argument. If you want like a real consensus, we're talking like 99.9%, the kind of consensus that exists among medical professionals when it comes to masks and vaccines, that's what you would need. Something inarguable. Something that experts couldn't find any divergence on. Just everybody knows it's true. That's the only way you get consensus like that among experts, is if it's just kind of obvious. So, the Academy of American Pediatrics, American Academy of Pediatrics, something like that, they put out guidance saying that when kids go back to school, they should wear masks. That means that when kids go back to school, they should wear masks. That's kind of painfully obvious. The desire of people to question experts in their field, when they have no or little training in that field, it's something new. I mean, it's always happened, but the idea that those concerns should be given as much weight as the people who dedicated their life to the study of a subject, that's new. That's new. People didn't used to expect that. And the thing is, people will do it when it comes to political issues, but not with everyday issues. If you take your car to the mechanic, and the mechanic's like, hey, it's not your battery, you need a new alternator. Do you believe them, or do you argue with them and say, well, I read on the internet that it could be. I mean, really, if your plumber says you need to do this, do you argue? Specialization is something that humans do very well. The benefit of specialization means that you don't have to know everything, that you can rely heavily on the work of others. And that's one of the things that moves society as a whole along. There isn't a real argument when it comes to this topic. There's no both sides on this. Medical professionals, medical experts, overwhelmingly have a consensus that masks and vaccines work. The fact that some news outlet desperate for ratings put up the one outlier doesn't mean there's an actual debate in the field. Everybody knows because it's a painfully obvious truth. So, yeah, kids, when you go back to school, wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Wear a mask. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.